Good morning everyone. So in the previous class we were doing question number 7 and till A I had done and B was your homework, and now let us see C. Okay, so here question 7C, page number 269, part B. Here it says, given that alpha and beta are the roots of the equation this 2x square minus 3x plus 4 equal to 0, find the equation whose roots are alpha plus 1 upon alpha and beta plus 1 upon beta. Okay, so let us see. Given alpha and beta are the roots of 2x square minus 3x plus 4 is equal to 0, then sum of the roots, that means alpha plus beta, will be minus b by a. So here your b is how much? Minus 3. So you will get minus, this minus I have written over here. Then for b I will write minus 3 and for a I will write 2. So I am getting 3 by 2. And your product of the roots will be c by a. So here c is 4 and a is 2. So 4 by 2, that means 2. Okay. So now you know alpha plus beta and you know alpha into beta. Now we are going to find the quadratic equation whose roots are going to be alpha plus 1 upon alpha and beta plus 1 upon beta. Okay. So let us see. For the roots alpha plus 1 upon alpha and beta plus 1 by beta is, for these two roots, quadratic equation is, what would be the quadratic equation? So try to recall. It is x square minus sum of the roots. So here my roots are these two. So I'll write alpha plus 1 by alpha, then plus beta plus 1 by beta. I didn't put these two separately in brackets because you can see all plus 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 signs are there. Then plus product of the roots. So I should write alpha plus 1 by alpha and here beta plus 1 by beta is equal to 0. Now what we are going to do, we will simplify these terms, okay, and these, and make sure that here whatever expression you get here, it should contain alpha plus beta and alpha into beta, okay, so that you can easily substitute these values, okay. And same goes for this term also. Try to make it in this, okay. Make sure that that expression contains alpha plus beta, let's say alpha plus beta whole square or 2 times alpha plus, something like that, okay, because we know only values for alpha plus beta and alpha into beta. So here x square minus this alpha and this plus beta can be written together. So I can write alpha plus beta, and then this 1 upon alpha and 1 upon beta can be written together, and here multiply. So this alpha will multiply to each term in this bracket. So you will get alpha into beta plus alpha upon beta, and then this 1 upon alpha will multiply to each term inside. So you get beta by alpha plus 1 by alpha beta is equal to 0. So here you can see that alpha plus beta is known to us, so you should not do anything to this. Alpha into beta you know, alpha into beta you know, so you should not do anything. But for these 1 by alpha and plus 1 by beta, okay, you should take the LCM, or you can say cross multiply, and then try to bring it, get an expression which will contain alpha plus beta and alpha into beta. Same goes for these two also. Okay, so let's see. So x square minus, now for alpha plus beta I can write the value 3 by 2, y2 write alpha plus beta, so 3 by 2 I can write, and here this 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta can become beta plus alpha upon this. Yes, so this beta is multiplying here up, alpha is multiplying over here, and for the denominator alpha and beta, these two are multiplying and you are getting over here. Okay, and here for alpha into beta I can write 2, and 1 upon alpha into beta, that become 1 by 2. So let us bring it over here, and here what we can do, this alpha will multiply here, so alpha square, this will multiply over here, so plus beta square, and this beta into alpha, you get alpha into beta equal to 0. Now x square minus 3 by 2, beta plus alpha you know it's 3 by 2, and for alpha into beta you know it's 2. Here this becomes, if you take LCM, LCM is 2, then 2 to the 4 plus 1 5, so 5 by 2 you are getting. Okay, and here this for denominator no problem, we know it's 2. Yes, alpha into beta is 2, but alpha square plus beta square you should express in alpha plus beta and alpha into beta. With the help of these two terms you should be expressing this alpha square plus beta square. So you know that alpha square plus beta square can be written as alpha square plus beta square plus 2 alpha beta minus 2 alpha beta. Okay, alpha square plus beta square plus 2 alpha beta minus 2 alpha beta. Now first three terms can be written as alpha plus beta whole square minus 2 alpha beta. Done. So you can see that alpha square plus beta square have been expressed with the help of alpha plus beta and alpha into beta. So what we will do is, instead of writing alpha square plus beta square in the numerator, now you can write this. Okay, so you get alpha plus beta whole square minus 2 alpha beta upon alpha beta here 0. Okay, so let me rub this. Now x square minus 3 by 2, and this will become 3 by 4, and here 5 by 2 plus, for alpha plus beta whole square you will write 3 by 2 whole square, and 2 into alpha beta, that means 2 into 2, and down you are getting 2. Okay, so x square, here LCM will be 4. Okay, so 2 2s are 4, so here you will get 3 2s are 6 plus 3 upon 4, and here 5 by 2 9 by 4 minus 4 upon 2 equal to 0. So here you get 9x upon 4, and here firstly solve the numerator. So LCM will be 4, so you are getting 5 by 2 plus 9 minus 16, and that 4 will come down. Okay, then x square minus 9x by 4, and here 5 by 2, and 16 minus 9 will be 7, so you will get in minus, because yes, 16 is bigger than 9 and it has negative sign, so you will get minus 7 by 8. LCM of 2 and 8 is 8, so you will get x square minus 9x by 4. So here 2 4s are 8, so 5 4s are 20 minus 7 upon 8 is equal to 0. Here you can see that it's 4 over here in the denominator, and here you have 8. So LCM of 4 and 8 is 8. So multiply throughout by 8, so you get 8x square minus 8 will be divided by 4. Okay, so 2 into 9 it becomes 18, and here 8 cancel, 20 minus 7 will be 13 equal to 0. So this is the quadratic equation, okay, which will have roots as alpha plus 1 by alpha and beta plus 1 by beta, where alpha and beta are the roots of the given quadratic equation that we had initially. Okay. Okay children, now let us recall this, what actually we had done in class 10 only. This is about discriminant of the quadratic equation. So you know that discriminant is denoted by D, and it is equal to b square minus 4ac. So in your maths copy you will write down this, nature or character of the roots. So nature and character of the roots are decided with the help of discriminant, okay, where discriminant is denoted by capital letter D, and it is given as b square minus 4ac. So here your discriminant D can be equal to 0, greater than 0, or less than 0. Okay. Now depending on this, okay, further we have classifications. So first one is, if D is greater than equal to 0, if this value comes greater than 0 or equal to 0, in that case your roots are going to be real. Okay, if D is greater than equal to 0, then roots are real. And under this D greater than equal to 0, you can have this. If D is greater than 0 and D is a perfect square, let's say this is greater than 0 and this is coming to 4, 4 is a perfect square, then in that case your roots are going to be real, rational and unequal. Okay, means roots are going to be different, roots are going to be real, and roots are going to be rational. B, if D is greater than 0 but D is not perfect square, it means to say that if your D is coming equal to 7, it's greater than 0 but it is not perfect square, so in that case roots are going to be real, irrational and unequal. Okay, and those roots are conjugate of each other. Let's say I solve for x and at the end I'm getting this 2 plus minus root 7. Okay, I'm getting this x equal to this one. So clearly you can see that this is your d, this is your d, which is greater than 0 and not perfect square. Yes. So in that case, your roots are real and irrational. Okay. And plus these roots are going to be conjugate of each other. Here one root will be this minus 2 plus root 17 and other root will be minus 2 minus root 17. So these are conjugate of each other. Yes, because here this is plus and this is minus. That's why they are conjugate. Okay. Next, if d is less than 0, okay, like suppose you are getting minus 3, getting it? This is your d actually, this is your d which is less than 0. So if d is less than 0, then in that case your roots are going to be imaginary, or you can say complex number in this form, a plus ib form. Okay. So, and in that case roots are going to be conjugate of each other. Let's say you are solving for roots and you get at the end 2 plus minus under root minus 3, that means 2 plus minus root 3 I. Okay. So here you can see one root is 2 plus root 3i and the other one is 2 minus root 3i. Can you see these two are complex number and they are conjugate of each other? Okay, like if I denote this by z, then this will be z bar. Okay, or you can say, let's say you are solving for the roots and at the end you are getting 3 plus 2i plus minus 3 plus minus 2i. So one root is 3 plus 2i and other root is 3 minus 2i. So clearly you can see that these two roots are conjugate of each other. Okay. So you are supposed to write down these things. Okay. And now we will see questions related to this. Okay. So you can just pause the video and you can write down these things. Okay, so let us see this question. Question number 8. This is from this is from page number 270. Okay. Question 8. So here it says, if one root of a quadratic equation is 2 minus root 3i, find the difference of the roots. So here you can see that this is an imaginary root. Yes, means complex number. So other root will be conjugate of this. Okay, that means other root will be 2 plus root 3i. Okay, and we have to find the difference. Okay, so you will write down this question and then you will write here, like this is given to us, this is, but you know that this is imaginary, therefore the other root will be conjugate of this, means it will be 2 plus root 3i. Clear? So here I have already written for you that clearly 2 minus root 3i is an imaginary root, and we know if roots are imaginary then they are conjugate of each other, hence the other root will be this 2 plus root 3i. Okay, now we have to find difference of the roots. So difference of the roots will be given by this difference equal to, this is mod. Okay, mod means absolute value. Okay, I mean to say, if I write mod 3 minus 4, then I will get 3 minus 4 will be minus 1, but answer will come, okay, a positive value. Okay, only magnitude. So 1. Okay, let's say I have 4 minus, in mod I have 4 minus 3, then I'm getting mod 1 and I'll get positive value only. Okay, so for difference we'll take only the positive value. So that's why difference equal to mod and then one root minus the other root. Okay, so here plus root 3i and here also plus root 3i, but here plus 2, here minus 2, so cancelled. You are left with 2 times root 3i. Okay, so it's positive only, it comes out as positive. So this is the difference between the roots. Okay, so you'll write down in your maths copy. Okay children, so here I think I have missed out one thing. One case will be here if d is equal to 0. Okay, then roots are real and equal. Okay, so please add this, though you know this, but I had forgotten to write over here. Okay, so if d is equal to 0, then roots are real and equal. Okay, so take this question as your homework. If this is also from page 270. If alpha beta be the roots of the equation, this form an equation whose roots are alpha square upon beta and beta square upon alpha. Okay, so this will be your homework, and this is the answer for this question. Okay, 9x square minus 28x plus 3. So solve this by yourself and verify your answer. Okay. Okay, now we will see question number 14, and here it says find the value of m for which the equation 2x square plus 6x plus 3m is equal to 0. So we have to find the value of m. Okay, when roots are equal for this, number one. Suppose if roots are equal for this quadratic equation, then what would be the value for m? Secondly, suppose that roots are reciprocal. Okay, and third, you have to find the value for m if the product of the roots is 9. Okay, so let us see. Solution: given 2x square plus 6x plus 3m equal to 0, let me give this as star. Now first thing, we have to find value for m if this has equal roots. Okay, so number one, equal roots. For equal roots, your discriminant will be equal to 0. That means b square minus 4ac will be equal to 0. So for this, your b is how much? Your b is 6. So 6x square minus 4 into a, that is 2, into c, that is 3m, equal to 0. 6 square is 36 minus 4 2 is 8, 8 3 is 24. Okay, done. Now here what we can do is 24m equal to 36, and then m will be 36 by 24. You can see 36 and 24, these two are multiple of 6, so divide. So 6 6 is 36. Okay, and 6 4 is 24, and then 2 2s are 4 and 2 3s are 6. So you will get 3 by 2. Okay. So you got value for m. Okay. Next, we have to find the value for m. Okay. For which this quadratic equation will have reciprocal roots. Means if one is alpha, then other will be 1 by alpha. Okay. So number 2, roots are reciprocal of each other. Okay. So let one root be alpha, then other root will be 1 by alpha. Okay. Now product of the roots will be how much? It will be c by a. Yes. So here roots we have taken 1, we have taken alpha, so other will be 1 by alpha. So alpha into 1 by alpha, and here you have to see what is your c and a. So c is 3m and a is 2. So here we have 3m by 2. So alpha alpha cancel, you are left with 1 equal to 3m by 2. So m will be how much? 2 by 3. Okay. Now next, here it says we have to find the value for m. Okay, such that roots product of roots is 9. Okay. So number 3, product of roots is equal to 9, and you know products of root is given by c upon a. Yes. So here c is how much? 3m and a is 2. So we are getting 3m by 2 equal to 9. So m will be 9 into 2 by 3. So 3 3s are 9. So m equal to 3 into 2 implies m equal to 6. Okay. So we got values for m for all these 3 cases. Okay. If roots will be equal, then m will be 3 by 2. If reciprocal roots, then 2 by 3. If roots product is 9, then m will be 6. Okay. So okay, now we will see next question. So next question is, okay, so now let us see this question number 14. Here it says, find the quadratic equation with rational coefficients whose one root is this. Okay, so here you can see this is an irrational root. Okay, this is an irrational root. So if this is an irrational root, then other root for the required quadratic equation will be conjugate of this, means other will be 5 minus root 3. Okay, same goes over here. One root is given to be 1 minus root b. This is an irrational root. So the other root will be a plus root this. So once you know two roots, okay, then you can easily form the quadratic equation. Okay, so I'll just show you this. I've already solved. So here given one root is this. This is an irrational root. So other root will be what? Conjugate of this. Means if here it is plus, then this will become minus. Okay, like here it was minus, so the other root will have plus over here. Okay, so one root is given. Since it is an irrational, so other root will be just conjugate of that. Okay, so that's how you get two roots. And once you know the roots, you can easily write down the quadratic equation using this formula: x square minus sum of the roots into x plus product of the roots. Okay, so suppose I am taking this to be alpha, then other beta will be 5 minus root 3. Sum of the roots will be 10 and product of the roots will be 22. And I know that required quadratic equation will be given by x square minus alpha plus beta into x plus alpha into beta. Okay, so this is very easy. Okay, and this type of question may come for 2 marks. Okay, so I think you have understood this. Now let's see next. Okay, now see this one, question 16. Find the equation with real coefficient whose one root is this. So here you can see that one root is given, and that is what? Imaginary. Imaginary. Okay, if one root is imaginary, then other will be also imaginary, and that would be conjugate of this. Means other root will be 4 minus 3i. Yes, so that means now you know the roots. You can easily form the quadratic equation using this x square minus alpha plus beta, that means sum of the roots, into x plus alpha into beta equal to 0. Okay, same goes over here. You know 2 minus 3i. Okay, it's an imaginary number. Okay, imaginary root, so the other root will be what? Conjugate of this. So 2 plus 3i. So now you know two roots. You can easily get the quadratic equation using this. Yes, so this is also easy, and it is hardly 2-step question, and this type of question comes for 2 marks. Okay, so here I have explained. One of the roots is this, then the other root will be this. Okay, let's say alpha I have taken this, then beta will be this, sum of the root this, product of the roots 25, and then using this, you know how to form the quadratic equation if roots are known to you. If alpha and beta are known to you, okay, then you can easily form the quadratic equation. Okay, so here for irrational and imaginary roots, they'll just write down only one root. Okay, like here they will give 2 plus root 3. So this is an irrational root, so other root will be 2 minus root 3. Let's say they give 2 plus I, it's an imaginary root, then other root will be 2 minus I. So you got two roots, you can easily write the quadratic equation. Okay, so if you see that only one root is given, so you should check whether, then definitely that root has to be imaginary or irrational. Okay, so then other root will be conjugate of that, and you can easily write down the quadratic equation. Okay, so this is all for today.